A massive Dax Hill leap is incoming. An NFL expert has given high praise to the cornerback going into the 2025 season. We're going to discuss what he had to say and why this is good to hear, as Dax Hill is going to be a big part of this defense that needs to improve for the 2025 season. Welcome to the jungle. This is Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. So happy to see you. And if you want to be up to date on all things Bengals, the breaking news, all the news and notes, smash that subscribe. You'll be notified when our videos drop and you'll be in the know. And we want to hear from you. What has been going on in this offseason that has gotten your attention, and what are you looking forward to? Well, recently, Dax Hill was a name that came up for Greg Cosell. He was on a podcast recently and discussed how important Dax Hill's return to the defense is going to be. Dax Hill is coming back from a torn ACL, and he played only a few games last year. Even in those games that he played in, he was showing a lot of promise. He was so exciting to watch. He was originally that safety that was going to replace Jesse Bates. He was drafted in the first round, so a lot of high hopes, but it seems like putting him in the cornerback role is going to let him excel. He comes from Michigan. That's where he played a lot, was actually in cornerback. But with that said, even with the few snaps that he played his rookie year, he didn't have very many chances. He was showing a lot of promise, and that got his attention. Here's what he had to say. It was on a podcast recently. He said, Dax Hill coming back is a big deal because he was clearly their best corner. They had moved him to corner from safety last year. This secondary needs worked out because you can't play good defense in this league with an average to below average secondary. I highly agree with him. This defense is going to need help all the way around on defense, but the secondary specifically, it just struggled. That's all you can really say. When you look at what the defense in the secondary had, given they had injuries, and Dax Hill was a part of those injuries, but the issue is they're young. So are they going to be able to take that leap, improve going into this season? Dax Hill is actually more of the veteran in the room. You have guys, you have Cam Taylor-Britt. I would consider him kind of that veteran also in the room, but you got a lot of young guys. You got DJ Turner, Josh Newman, Jalen Davis, Marco Wilson, Nate Brooks, and Braylon Lux. Those are a lot of guys that may not even make the team, but currently as it stands right now, those are your guys on the roster. So it asks the question, what does that mean for Dax Hill? Again, he has a lot of potential to be their best cornerback. And that's what Greg Cosell believes as well. He believes Dax Hill is their best cornerback. And he certainly showed signs. If he would have played the whole year, I think at the pace he was going, he certainly would have been considered their best cornerback. And that's what a lot of the what ifs is. What if Dax Hill played last year? This is a Bengals team in 2024 that was so close to the playoffs. One game more. If they would have won, they're in the playoffs. And at that point, it's fair game. You reset the season. When you get to the playoffs, it doesn't matter if you're a wild card, if you're a division, if you're the number one seed. Everybody is back to zero. Anyone can win it. We've seen teams like the Giants back in that 2007 season. Who knows? It's fun to kind of debate and think on it. It is what it is. We look forward. But Dax Hill, you have to think about the what ifs if he was not injured last year. Now, looking forward, you bring in a new defensive coordinator. I think he's going to be that X factor, honestly. As much as he's a defensive coordinator, he's a coach. The thing about Al Golden is that he is really good with the younger players. All those younger players that I mentioned, they need to take that next step. You bring in a guy like Al Golden, I feel more comfortable that he is going to be able to do that. That is one of the better moves of the offseason, bringing Al Golden in. I think that's just something that they were lacking before. When you're looking back in the last few years, Dax Hill didn't have a chance. In his rookie year, he was not really given those opportunities. I think it was mostly because he was younger. That's just how it had to be. And Lou, he's going to go down as one of the better defensive coordinators in the last few years. There's a lot of praise, but it was time to move on. I think with Al Golden, you're going to get a lot more out of these younger guys, and Dax Hill's going to lead the charge. You know, he needs to stay healthy first and foremost. Let's address that. There's a lot of question marks coming back from this torn ACL. Sometimes players come back and there's no difference. Sometimes you see there's a difference. It plagues them. Unfortunately, they just aren't the same. Here's hoping, because so far signs are pointing towards Hill's going to be coming back better than ever. He had his option picked up for 2026. The Bengals didn't have to do that. They picked it up having that confidence that he is going to be back. He's going to be better than ever, and he's going to be one of their long-term pieces, at least for this year and next year. I think they're going to look to, if he continues to build on what he was doing in 2024, he's going to be one of those guys on the defense. He could be a leader in that cornerback room. Again, I have a lot of respect for Dax Hill. I love watching him play. He's that guy that you can line up anywhere. I've talked about it in another video. The thing that's plagued the Bengals at times has been the inability to cover tight ends. I think Dax Hill is that guy. He can line up inside as much as he could be an outside guy. I think you put him on the inside, he could still be that very effective coverage guy. If it's, again, a tight end, if it's a slot receiver, if you got to put him in zone, even blitzing like Mike Hilton, I think they could do all kinds of things with him. He's kind of that Swiss Army knife, so to say. And Al Golden loves those kind of guys, the ball hawk guys that he can line up. I could see him using Dax Hill to his potential. Again, it's going to come back to, can he stay healthy? If he does, I could see him being one of the comeback players that is going to get a lot of attention. So keep your eyes out. This is a player, when training camp starts, keep an eye on that. When the mini camp started here recently, he was doing mostly rehab stuff on the side. He wasn't really seen so much on the field doing snaps, but that's going to give enough time when we go to training camp to see if he'll be ready to go. He's one that I would keep an eye on. I have high hopes for him. I hope for his sake that he's going to come back and just be that veteran, because this defense needs all the help it can get. Again, 25th in the league when it comes to points allowed and yards allowed. They had an average of 25.5 points allowed per game last year. Even with Joe Burrow, that's tough. That's really, really tough. If your defense is on average 25 to 30 points per game, you need all the help you can get. They got to improve that. They don't need to be top 10 when it comes to defense, but you got to be better than that. You can't be giving up 348 yards per game, 223 passing yards. That was 21st in the league. And you're going to hear about it. That's going to be the theme of this team. Can the defense get better? Are they going to get better? What are they doing to improve it? Dax Hill is where you start. He is going to be the guy that can lead this cornerback room that it has a lot of young guys, but there's a lot of potential there. So here's hoping that Dax Hill, first of all, comes back healthy, but he can help this cornerback room out, being that veteran, along with Cam Taylor-Britt. Again, I would say those are the two guys that are going to be kind of leading the charge. Let's hope they can just excel. They can help this team learn and grow like we are really hoping they can do. But we want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Do you think Dax Hill is going to come back and be the best cornerback? Do you think there's another player in this cornerback room that will be the best come 2025 season? We want to hear from you. Comment below, and anything you're looking forward to. Again, training camp is right around the corner. Are there some concerns you have? Are there some excitements of what you're looking forward to? We want to hear from you. And again, if you have not already, smash that subscribe so you'll be all up to date when our new videos drop. So that's going to do it for now, guys. As we say, Hoo day.